Top former Trump political advisor Steve Bannon sentenced to 4 months in prison and a $6,500 fine for criminal contempt of Congress. Now, Bannon was held in contempt for refusing to testify to the House committee investigating the January 6th attack on the Capitol and for his failure to turn over documents that the committee requested. NBC News Justice and correspondent Ken Dilanian joins us now just from outside that courthouse in D.C. It's good to see you there, Ken. First off, what exactly was the sentencing that prosecutors had hoped for versus what Bannon actually got?
Good afternoon, Morgan. This is a pretty big victory for prosecutors because they asked for 6 months, which was the maximum under the guidelines, and they got 4. Now, they didn't get the fine they wanted. They had sought a $200,000 fine, and they got a $6,500 fine. But a 4-month sentence in a case like this, a misdemeanor conviction, is seen by legal experts as pretty significant. This is the first time anyone has been convicted and sentenced for contempt of Congress in more than a half century. Now the qualifier, the judge also stayed the sentence pending appeal. So what that means is that Steve Bannon walked out of this courthouse a free man and will not have to serve this sentence anytime soon. He gets to pursue his appeal, arguing that he should have been allowed to argue before the jury that he was just relying on the advice of his lawyers, Morgan.
And Ken, I mean, what were the actual documents that he refused to turn over to the committee? I mean, has Bannon or his legal team even said anything about the sentencing or those documents?
Well, the committee wanted both Bannon's testimony and they wanted documents, communications in connection with his efforts to try to help Donald Trump overturn the election. Remember, the day before January 6th on his radio show, he predicted that all hell was going to break loose. They wanted to ask him about that. And, of course, Bannon did react very forcefully on his way out of the courthouse after the sentencing. Take a listen.
We'll have a very vigorous appeals process. I've got a great legal team, and there'll be multiple areas of appeal. On November 8th, there's going to have judgment on the illegitimate Biden regime, and quite frankly, Nancy Pelosi and the entire committee.
So if Bannon wins his appeal, essentially what is likely to happen is a new trial. We'd have to do this all over again. But prosecutors say the evidence in this case is overwhelming, even if he does cite the advice of counsel defense.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.